Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. We are back again in Season 10 to give you some more action here from the Platinum class and back again in Japan. This amazing track. We absolutely love this track, and there's a massive reason for that. It just gives so much action and so much excitement for all of us to watch. We've already seen that in Silver and Golden class, but tonight, as I mentioned, we are in Platinum class for a lot more exciting action here. And in the booth with you guys tonight is myself, BLIN-MACHINE, once again, but also in the booth with me tonight is a very, very special person. I am very, very happy to say, give me 1 second here, you will hear who it is. Return of the Smeg. Return of the Smeg.
Oh, that's absolutely lovely. Thank you very much for that. It's an absolute pleasure to be back. I've been away for too long with all the stuff happening in Australia, with league racing finally coming back with the introduction of F1 2020. I've been so unbelievably busy with all these leagues starting up and me having to do a whole heap of streams. I haven't had the time to come here and do some commentary for TCR. And finally, I have found a break and I'm able to do some commentary here. And it's absolutely fantastic to be back. And what a racetrack to come back to here at Suzuka. One of the most unique courses in all of Formula One, I think. It's one of the most easily recognizable as well. Such a driver's racetrack. It's got a beautiful flow to it. It's got a wide diversity of corners as well. Tests out every part of the car as well as the driver as well. I definitely enjoy this racetrack, and as Blin mentioned, it's a place where it's so unpredictable. So many things can happen around here, so we have to try and keep an open mind through qualifying and through the race as well.
Yeah, so again, welcome back. It's so great to have you back in this league and commentating in the booth again. I think all of our drivers in Platinum class and all of our viewers are going to be absolutely ecstatic with that. So we're in for another exciting race in Season 10. This is round 3, as I mentioned. Japan has proven to be very technical, very unpredictable. You got to watch for your tires. You got to qualify quite high because overtaking opportunities around here are not going to come, fast and easy for you. You're gonna have to build your own opportunities pretty much throughout the race, and sometimes that doesn't really work out exactly the way that some of our drivers would like to, as we've seen a couple of times already this week, going through 130R trying to go for an overtake down there. I myself had an incident this week there. We've seen other drivers in Golden and the Silver class. There's other opportunities as well. We've seen people trying to overtake into turn 1. I think that's been a very popular spot with a lot of drivers trying to do well there, but we've now got some of our first times on the board. We've got Sean, a previous TCR champion with a 126.2, Breezy, another champion with a 126.5, Tasmanian Devil 126.6, KGB 126.9, and Seafreeze 126.9 as well. So already we've got quite a few people into the 126s quite easily, and Sequit goes into the 125th. He's not giving anybody an inch here tonight, I don't think, at least, because he's leading the championship right now. He's 10 points ahead of Seafreeze. He did not have a Seafreeze did not have a very good race last week and definitely lost out on a few points, but he did win the first Grand Prix in Bahrain. So Sequit with 2 podiums so far. I mean, what do you expect from him here tonight?
Well, I expect a very good showing from the Mercedes driver. As you said, he's got a win in the second place at Shanghai. So I expect very, very high quality racing from all of the drivers really in that sort of top 5 area. As Courtesy jumps to the top of the table with a 1 minute 25.846 already. We've got sort of a top 4 or so forming. You've got guys in the low 26s and the high 25s, and then this sort of a jump, a 3/10 jump to Breezy in P5. Quite a big gap considering how close this field should be. Not only that, but you also have to factor in track evolution, so I'm just wondering how far will these times topple down towards the end of the session. what are we going to see? What times are we going to see when that session counter reaches 0? I mean, the lap record around here, I believe, is a TCR record is a 126, if I remember correctly. So we've already obliterated that. That is absolutely astonishing.
I'm not sure if that lap record is a racing lap record or a qualifying lap record, to be 100% honest with you, but I think, you know, in qualifying in all 3 sessions so far, we've definitely already beaten that time. But in the race last night, I did see some quick times, but it definitely wasn't as quick as a 26. I think the quickest time we had last night in the race was a 128.9 or somewhere around there. Oh, wow. So yeah, it's definitely getting quicker, and I know that a lot of our drivers are going to be pushing hard here today. Let's walk our viewers through a lap here with W just about to start a hot lap. So he's just crossed the line now, and he's running down into the first corner. On the track map, it's really marked as 2 corners, but honestly, we really see it as one big right-hander as you got to swoop around there, and W does a very good job of getting a good exit on there. And now into the S's, one to the left, one to the right, another one to the left, and then a very deep one into the right again. You got to go down into 4th gear and keep that. Now this one is a very hard corner. You got to come up the hill, and you got to not touch anything on the inside or outside or anywhere else. Into the Degna 1 and Degna 2. Very beautiful run from W there. Absolutely amazing. They're getting a little bit tail happy on the exit of that second corner there. Now into the hairpin, locking up the inside wheel just a tiny little bit, but getting overall a very good run through the hairpin as well. And now you rise up through the gears all the way up into 8th before you're gonna come in into Spoon Curve, a corner where the stewards will be watching this week for nobody taking it too wide, as W does a very good job of staying within the track limits there. And again on the exit of turn 14 as well. Now it's the big run into 130R, one of the most exciting corners in the whole history of F1, and definitely on this game for this year. It makes for some amazing action to watch from a lot of drivers trying to battle through there. Now the last chicane, those are turns 16 and 17, and turn 18 isn't really a real turn, so now you come across the line and W goes into 9th place with a 127.0. Smeg, one thing I wanted to mention, absolutely everybody in the field is going for the soft tire, not even trying a medium or anything else.
No, and it suggests a couple of things. I mean, this is my first ever experience of Japan in this game, considering that most of the Oceanic leagues follow more or less what the calendar tells them to do. So we're still waiting until we hit Asia properly. But what it may also suggest that it might be raining in this race. It could be, which would be a massive thing to look out for, especially here in Japan. When rain comes around, the racing tends to amplify quite a bit from personal experiences from previous races. But the strategy around here, I actually don't know it off by heart. Is it a soft to medium racetrack or soft to hard racetrack?
So we've seen that strategy, or both of those strategies so far this week. People have taken it from a soft to a hard, a soft to a medium. We've seen a medium to a hard to a medium. We've pretty much seen it all so far, so it's really going to be, I think, all over the place here tonight as well. We'll just have to wait and see. So far, Kersey is still leading on provisional pole with a 125.846, and he's out there again on another brand new set of soft tires. Skywalker is just about to finish his outlap, and he's going to be going for it again. He's currently sitting in 3rd with a 126.2, so now the gap between 1st and 3rd is quite big. It's almost 0.4 of a second. That's a big gap, but do you think with a brand new set of tires and looking at the weather right now, it's looking beautiful, so I'm sure that the track is going to be progressing throughout the session as well. Do you think 0.4 is going to be a big gap by the end of the session?
Well, it's all down to those drivers. If they made any mistakes on that lap, I'm sure they'll be able to rectify them. But yeah, track evolution will definitely come in. And right at the end of the session as well, you'll try and dump all the fuel that you possibly can, so then you can have the lightest car possible, as Kersey loses it at the second Degna. I was riding on board with him, just casually watching the lap, and he's completely lost it. Just got on the throttle a little
Wow.
too early.
Yeah,
On the
we
exit
were
curve and smashes into the barrier.
on board with 007, and he was just behind Kersey, and we literally saw him spinning out there on the exit of the second Degna and just going completely into the wall. That is going to be very unfortunate, but as we just said, that gap is quite massive between right now even first and third, so he still has a chance to keep that pole position.
It's entirely possible, as well as the unpredictable nature of Suzuka and the punishing nature of Suzuka as well. See that Kersey just getting on the throttle just a little bit too early, smashing into the guardrail on the right-hand side of the circuit. But yes, it is entirely possible for him to keep pole, but again, with track evolution, with drivers wanting to get the most out of the car right at the end of the second, and the circuit is at its best, I think maybe even 4/10 of a second might not be as big as I might think. So we'll keep an open mind. Still, like I said, my first ever experience of Suzuka in this game, at least. And what I've noticed as well, in 2019 there was quite a notorious bump in the final corner. They seem to have gotten rid of that.
But they've added a new one. It's still there, but it's now moved over to the right, so it's more to the inside of the corner, and it's a little bit deeper, closer to the wall. But it doesn't really give the same effect as the old bump did, because I mean that bump could literally unsettle the car completely and throw you off.
I've got experience of that firsthand, my word. It's a nightmare going over that thing back in 2019. You really couldn't go full throttle over it because the car would just get light, it would unsettle, the rears would spin, and you would spin off into a wall, like you said. It was a bit of a circuit that I really, seriously didn't like as a racing driver. It was an absolute nightmare to go through. But I'm glad that they at least moved it. I noticed just the cars going through there was no obvious bump, but okay, they just sort of moved it a bit.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
But yeah, in this game, definitely the tracks are way smoother than they used to be on 2019. The handling model is also a little bit different, so I think, you know, for those drivers, especially, I'm not sure if you know, Smeg, but this year in Platinum class, we're not running any assists whatsoever. They're not even got racing line. They don't have anything to use, which I think adds to, you know, the challenging part of driving in this game overall. But for this year, really, the tracks and the handling model, they suit no assist driving. They really do. They give you additional, you know, oomph and a little bit of additional traction, and there goes TCR Breezy into third place with a 126.2, knocking down Sean and 007 by a couple of positions there. So yeah, Kersey's still holding that pole position. He's doing quite well.
Well, he's doing quite well considering he's not in the session.
Yes, exactly.
And he's only set one flying lap. That was his first and only flying lap. I mean, it would be amazing to think that he would get pole position after just setting one lap, and that was right at the beginning. Not the end, when the track's at its best, it was right at the beginning. I'd have to say, that would be an absolutely awesome effort from him. But just looking at the rest of the field, just seeing other drivers out on the circuit. A lot of the drivers will be in the pits waiting for about maybe 2.5 minutes. Who's out off the racetrack in sector 1?
So Sean is about to start his hot lap here. He's currently sitting in 4th place, and let's see how he does as he's currently running into turn 1. A lot of drivers take different lines through here. He takes the deeper inside line. I've seen people take the more sort of outside riding curb line and then getting a better exit and a straighter line onto the run into the S's. So doing a pretty good job there. There all of a sudden was a yellow flag, but now it's green again. Oh, getting a little bit wiggly up the hill. Is Sean, but holding the car together. There is a yellow flag up ahead, but he's got a purple sector in sector 1 as he finish out the second Degna. Oh no, he's got traffic coming up here. He's got eye-roll, he's got Nelsy baby through the hairpin. A lot of people in his way, but Sean is making good work of it so far and making his way through the track now. Still doing a good time. Oh, that was a nice getaway there from Nelsy Baby to get out of his way. Pretty much went completely off track. 007 Skywalker gives him some space, as well as Sean is now through Spoon as well. So that's it. He's only got 130R in the chicane to go down to the line. There's somebody warming up their tires in front of him. I'm not sure who it is. I think it's a Red Bull. And let's see, it's Mick Marcotti who's just about to start a hot lap, and Sean is about to finish his hot lap. This might get a little bit of in his way, but Sean is doing the close inside line to the line, and he does a 1:26.0, so he does improve his own time by a little bit, but just not enough for pole.
And interesting to see some of the glitches in this game. He was purple in every single sector, according to that track map. The best he's got is P3. Ah, I love the buggy nature of this game, dearie me. But that was an awesome lap, and negotiating his way through the traffic as well. He did a very good job, and I imagine he had to keep a very level head. Oh my word, as he now stops on the racetrack to try and let everyone through on their flying lap. But that was the problem with going out at that time, because everyone's pouring out the pits to try and set a lap as close to the session finish as they possibly can to get the most out of the racetrack. And yeah, you can see there with Sean, he just had to try and weave his way through the traffic and to still set the P3 time. It's quite a good effort, and he retired from the session actually. He just voluntarily retired.
I guess that is enough for him. He's done a pretty good effort. Or, yeah, I mean, Sean, he's been so good in qualifying in round 1 and 2. He's qualified very, very up high there, right on the front rows, but he's had unfortunate incidents throughout both of the first rounds, unfortunately, and I really hope that this race is going to turn around for him again, because so far Sean has finished not extremely well. I mean, yeah, I'm just looking for his, there we go. So he finished 14th and 11th in the last 2 rounds, but in both of those races he was running right up there with the leaders and just either got tangled with someone or had a spin like he did in China. It's just little things like that. And you know, like I said already in the previous round, I don't want to sound like Max Verstappen's engineer, but you just gotta keep your head down. You just gotta, you know, just be careful, and maybe sometimes you give up a position, but you gotta know that you can get that position back on maybe strategy or anything else. And now the session is pretty much over. Tasmanian Devil jumps himself up into 4th place with a 1:26.052, very close to Sean's time. But guess what? Kersey, after all of that, after retiring, he's still on pole.
Yeah, I was riding on board with Secret because I wanted to see what he could do, and there was about 17 seconds left on the clock, and he was entering the chicane, and he almost went through the chicane absolutely flat out. He cut almost all of it, and when you do that, the track, the game rather, gives you a warning and a validated lap and next lap if you do it at the chicane. I don't know if he was panicking and thinking that he wouldn't make it to the end, wouldn't make it to the start-finish line before the timer ran out. I think he had plenty of time, which was about 17 or so seconds left on the clock. So yeah, he completely cut it, then he almost slowed down to a complete stop heading into the pit lane. So yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but he didn't end up setting a lap, and now he's sitting in P2.
And KGB Black Angel is one driver that's still out there on track, and he's just coming into the last chicane right now, getting a pretty good run through there, short shifting through the gears to get out onto the line now, opening up the DRS, and he's going to stay in 8th position. Very unlike KGB Black Angel. He's done very well so far in this season, and especially in qualifying, he's been very, very quick in qualifying, but 8th place, and everyone is on that soft tire in qualifying, but I'm sure that's not going to be the case once we make it into the race. But as we mentioned, Kersey getting pole position, doing one lap, and then crashing out of the session. Maybe it's a strategy, we don't know. Sequit in second position right now. He's the current leader of this championship, leading Seafreeze by 10 points. Sean currently getting third place on the start. Again, a great qualifying from Sean for another round in a row here. Tasmanian Devil snatching fourth position there late into the session. 007 Skywalker in fifth. Seafreeze in sixth. Breezy is going to be in seventh place. KGB Black Angel in 8th, F1KV in 9th, Go-To Guy in 10th, and then we've got W, Failed UX, Fatal 302 in 13th, Nelzy Baby in 14th, Flip Flop in 15th, Mick Marcodi in 16th, and there's a couple of other people there that I didn't quite catch, but we will see them on the final results of this session of qualifying here in Japan. It was definitely a very exciting qualifying there with a couple of incidents. And yeah, just to run through the last few people here. So it was Failed in 12th, Fatal in 13th, Nelzy in 14th, Flip Flop, Fish, Mick Marcodi, End of the World, TCR Jones in 18th place, and iRoll is gonna be in 19th. And I've just noticed he's changed his name to X-Roll, so I'll have to get used to that.
Yeah, I think these guys have got a lot more time to find on this racetrack in qualifying trim at least, because almost all of those drivers had some sort of issue. Towards the top of the table, some of those drivers had issues during qualifying. You had Kurdzie who crashed out, Sequit who didn't set a time after cutting the final chicane. Sean had to deal with traffic as well. I'm not sure what happened to Seafreeze. I didn't pay too much attention to the other Alpha Tauri, but he's down in 6th place. I'm sure he can qualify a little bit higher than that. So yeah, I reckon there's a lot more time that these guys could find on this racetrack, because very unfortunate circumstances for certain drivers in quali. But now we have to focus onto the race, and it's clear skies, so it doesn't appear to be any rain on the horizon. So it must be drivers just wanting to start on the soft tyre and try and get the best start possible, as the soft tyre provides the most amount of grip. You'd be able to put all the power down at the start, try and pull away and lead into turn 1. Well, that'll be Kurzie's plan anyway. Not sure what Sequit will have up his sleeve heading into turn 1. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But the session counter counts down. Drivers will be selecting what kind of strategies they'll use during the race, as well as fine-tuning their setup and seeing how much fuel that they want to have on board the car as well. Not too many places, just off experience, that I use rich fuel around here, except for maybe during the third sector and onto the pit straight. So you might see a couple of guys just run with some low fuel just to lighten the car a little bit, maybe save towards the mid part or towards the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. And also just want to throw out a huge shout out and a huge thanks to everyone who's already watching the stream and all of your comments coming in. Thank you guys so much, and leave us a like, leave us more comments, let us know who you're rooting for in this race and who you think is going to be on podium or who's going to be the winner here today. I really always like to hear your opinions on that. And also, yeah, we're getting ready here. We're on the formation lap now. All of our drivers are warming up their tires, looking at tire strategies. So everyone from 1st to 11th, all the way down to W, have gone for this soft tire. And then we've got a few people mixing it up. Failed UX, Fatal, and Nelzy Baby, all three of them are running on a medium tire at the start. Flip Flop Fish is going for a completely alternate strategy, starting on the hard tire, so he will have a little bit of a choice later on in the race. He might go into a medium or a soft if he's able to get as much performance of that hard in the start of the race as he would like. Then we've got Mick Marcodi with a medium tire, End of the World with a soft, Jones running on the medium, X-Roll running on the medium at the start of this race as well. So a nice little mix of strategies. What we've seen so far this week is this mix of strategies makes it a little bit more exciting and more battling on track later on in the race, when some of our leaders will have to make their pits and they will come out into some traffic. It's almost guaranteed here in Japan, because especially when Platinum class, I know these guys are going to be close to each other up until their pitting window, and so will be, you know, the midfield. They will be close to each other as well, so you're pretty much going to come out into a pack of, like, you know, 2 or 3 other cars.
Exactly right. It'll be interesting to see how those strategies come turn out. I just saw the predicted tyre stop strategy that the game provided. It's a soft to hard strat or a two-stop, and you really don't want a two-stop around here. As Blin mentioned, it's a very difficult racetrack to overtake at. The only realistic place that you have for overtaking is probably turn 1. And maybe the hairpin if you're feeling a little bit lucky, if you can get a run through the dangler curves and try and set up a move into the slowest corner on the racetrack. But other than that, it's very much follow the leader. So track position is key around here, and that's what the medium runners will get when the top 11 will have to make their stops. End of the World has a lot of work to do to try and get his way out of that 17th place and towards the front of the field. You really need to make these soft tyres work at the beginning of the race.
And here we go, we're getting ready to start now. I can't see the light from this angle, unfortunately, but 5 lights are on now. And the lights are out, and we go racing here in Japan for Platinum Class for round 3 of Season 10 in TCR. And it's a good start from Sigurd. He's already alongside with Kersey, and he goes down the inside into turn 1, and he gets a position up into first place. Goes Sequid, and now Sean is making an attack on Kersey as well, and he takes a position away from him as well. Kersey, our leader, lost 2 positions on that start, and he's down in 3rd place now. Back behind them, everybody's very close through the S's. No incidents so far. Haven't seen any front wings. Overall, a pretty good and clean start.
Yeah, it's a fantastic start, especially from Secret. So what he had up his sleeve was just an amazing start. He absolutely nailed it. Down the inside into turn 1, taking Kersey. Sean follows. So hello. Oh, W into the wall. Oh, and oh my word, what's happened here? Virtual safety car and severe collision penalties are plenty. Just, I think 2 or 3 of them just popping up at once. I'll just quickly check race director. Let's have, oh my word. So, oh my word. Jones has a 5-second penalty, Flip Flop Fish has a 5-second penalty, End of the World has a 5-second penalty, and X-Rock has a 5-second penalty. All of them for severe collisions. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh my, I think maybe some drivers slammed on the brakes when that virtual safety car came out, and then some people slammed into them, unfortunately. And now we've seen Tasmanian Devil trying to make a move on Kersey. Kersey is not getting he's not having a good time here on these fresh soft tires, or on the soft tires that he qualified on at the start of this race. He just seems to be losing position left, right, and center. Sean is still in 2nd there. I know that the graphics are a little bit screwed up right now, and they're showing the wrong positions for everyone, but yeah, wow, what an exciting start that was. Now as we're now entering lap 3, a little bit of an incident. We have 3 people in the pits, W, Nelsie, and Fatal, all having to pit early. Oh my goodness there, who was that? I think it was Kersey that went wide.
Oh dude, he's got several positions now. He's now down in 7th place, maybe 8 if Skywalker sends it. He just might. Oh, he keeps his nose in there, but he rather sensibly backs out of that. You're right, Kersey having rather a shocking start from pole position all the way down to 6th place. And on a racetrack that is very, very difficult to overtake him, he's got a lot of work to do. But now, Black Angel and Skywalker side by side, heading into Spoon. Skywalker with the inside line. They give each other plenty of space. Good racing between those two. Skywalker manages to hang on. And now, track map, we've got sort of this almighty train of cars. In 1st place, all the way down to 11th, all the soft front as well, including US on the medium compound tyre, just hanging on to the back of that train.
And now KGB Black Angel is thinking about a move around 007, and he takes that move, and there he goes up into 7th place, but they're going to be side by side coming into turn 1. How is that going to work out for them? I see a little bit of touching there, but they make it through cleanly, and KGB Black Angel is up into 7th place now. Back at the front, it looks like Sean is keeping very close to Sequid, closing up on him. He's only 3/10s behind him, and Tasmanian Devil has made his way up into 3rd place. What an amazing start from him. He pretty much avoided all of the wreckage there and all of the incidents, and
oh, Skywalker, dearie me, he just went off at the first signal. Luckily, he kept the car relatively straight. Brought it back onto the racetrack just in front of the front end. Ferrari only just, but then having to pull up just a little bit, try and not smash into the back of him. Yeah, now Skywalker's lost a little bit of time. He's now outside of a second black angle.
And TCR Jones, in the meantime, made a pit stop there, and he's now in 18th place on a soft tire. So he's pretty much committing here to a two-stop. But possibly, I mean, you could also expect a safety car at some point in the race. So it might work out for him if he pits under the safety car later on, if that does happen. Sean has lost some time on Sequid. He was only 3/10 behind. He's dropping down to about 8/10 now. And behind him now, Seafreeze is trying to make his way through Tasmanian Devil to take away third place. Into turn 1 they go, and into turn 2, and not quite close enough on that occasion. Is going to have to give it another little bit. But we were already seeing here exactly what we were talking about. There aren't any defined overtaking places in Japan. You gotta create your own, but when you do, you gotta be careful because there isn't much space. It's a very tight racetrack. There's a lot of corners. There isn't much straights. So you gotta really pick your moment and pick your place.
I will do the same thing, same place as well. First edge, just understeering a little bit and just running wide onto the gravel. Luckily this time he didn't cost himself too much time. Still kind of hanging on to the back of Black Angel and the Williams. But yeah, at Suzuka you have to also be committed to your overtake. You can't be hesitant towards your overtaking. If you are, it can lead to an accident, you know, when you're kind of pulling out or you're kind of committed to the move. It can result in contact.
Oh, Seafreeze is going down the inside on Tasmanian Devil. He locks up and he misses the corner, and he has to cut the corner completely. And Tasmanian Devil had to cut the corner there because it was completely blocked off by Seafreeze, who missed his braking point trying to overtake, and that did not work out for him. And now Breezy and Kersey are fighting for 5th, and Kersey almost slams into the back of Seafreeze going through turn 2. Oh my goodness, this train for fighting all the way up to for 3rd position, so that's going to be all the way up to Podium. This is turning out to be absolutely on knife's edge.
But they need to be careful this lot because their battling is resulting in the top 2 pulling away. You see now Sean's now got a 2.2 second margin to Tasmanian Devil, so yeah, if these guys really keep this up, they're going to have a very easy time fighting for the lead. They are allowed to fight, but they do need to be careful to try and not lose too much time to the top 2. This is absolutely fantastic as well. Only 5 laps in, we've got this nice battle for 3rd place, and just behind that we've got a battle for 7th. Behind that we've got a battle between the 2 Alpha and Leo, so we're just inside the top 10. There's plenty going on here at Suzuka.
And we're only on lap 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Only on lap 5 of 27 as we're watching as Kersey and Seafreeze, the 2 teammates at AlphaTauri, are fighting for 5th position here. Kersey, I remind you again, was the leader. He was the pole sitter, and he was only the leader, unfortunately, for, you know, about 600 meters or so, or how long is the rundown from the line to turn 1, because it didn't take Sequid much to get through there, and then by the time he was in turn 2, he was in 3rd. Oh my goodness, there's Tasmanian Devil going super wide, and now Kersey is fighting for 2nd with him through the S's, and Kersey is up into 2nd place. Tasmanian Devil lost a place there, and now Seafreeze is going to be trying to close up on him as well. He's made his way, his teammate made his way through him and through Tasmanian Devil. As Tasmanian Devil, it looked like he overshot the exit of turn 2 and just went a little bit wide.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about this racetrack. It punishes you for the slightest mistake. You really have to be honest. You have to be concentrating all the time. Any mistake, if you're outside those white lines by even a millimeter, it's grass either side of the racetrack, so you are going to lose time. As Tasmanian Devil perfectly demonstrated, losing 2nd place to Kersey. While that was going on, Sean has made a pit stop. He's relinquished 2nd. He's gone onto the hard tyre. Now, James took the tires from the second.
Yeah, he did
So
that
he
in the
had enough.
pits. I guess, yeah, as you said, he had enough probably, but I didn't see any sort of incidents or anything major, so he just went into the pits and decided to let go of this one. But Breezy and Tasmania Devil and Seafreeze are just absolutely locked into this battle here as they're now on the start-finish straight, and Seafreeze got DRS. He's gonna go around the outside. Tasmania Devil made a tiny little move there under braking. I know it was a little bit dangerous, but overall it seems to be okay. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. I'm not sure what that is for. The TCR Jones's AI came back on.
Yeah. I can see that orange dot McLaren just casually walking around the racetrack because, of course, it doesn't just respawn in the pits for whatever reason. So it will keep driving around until the AI finds a marshal's post, so drivers will have to deal with that. And Kersey also went into the pits onto a set of hard tyres. Yep, so he'll be trying to go to the end. These two are going to try and get an undercut on their rivals. So with Sean, he's trying to get an undercut on Secret. And the great thing with Sean is that he's got a lot of clear air in front of him. He's got Nick McCarthy in front. But with that clear air, he's going to be able to push the car really hard at the moment, try and set some good laps. We'll just see when Secret actually comes into the pits. I reckon he might be coming in this lap or next lap to try and cover off the undercut that Sean's taken. He's going to go in, there we go. There's into the pits.
Yeah, Sequid is now into the pits, and it's very close here between Seafreeze, Tasmanian Devil, and Breezy. They've all got DRS on each other as they're now passing Sequid in the pits. FYKV85 also goes to the pits. Seafreeze thinking about going around the outside again, but not enough space there on this time, so he's gonna have to stick behind Tasmanian Devil, but he's definitely not happy about the situation. I'm sure he's losing some time here. He looks to be a little bit quicker than Tasmanian Devil through some of the corners, but overall, I guess they sort of equal each other out throughout the lap. Like, as they're coming through up the hill right now, it looks like Seafreeze is gaining a lot of time with Tasmanian Devil and almost has to let off before the braking zone so that he doesn't run into him, and that's going to be another danger for him as well. You got to be close to your opponents, but you can't be too close so that you don't cause yourself more damage than you can take.
Oh, well, not only that, but causing damage to other drivers as well. You know, when you start racing that close to each other, you have to be committed, and you've got to be confident in the driver you're racing as well. So the pit rotations between the two leaders have finished. Secret is in front just of Sean, as Secret is trying to make a move on Mick for 11th place. But the key thing is that Secret is on the medium tyre, Sean's on the hard tyre. Now I wonder, will those mediums actually make it to the end? We'll have to do about 20 laps on these. Will they actually make it?
I'm not really sure about that one. I have seen people go for the medium strategies now. Tasmanian Devil and Seafreeze both going to the pits. Oh, and Seafreeze gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. That is going to impede on his final result now by quite a bit. But yeah, back to the tire strategy. 20 laps on the medium is stretching it. Mediums for Seafreeze right now coming out on lap 10. He only has to do really about 17 laps on them. That's gonna be all right. I think he's gonna make it on those. But 20 laps, that's gonna be very, very pushy there. As Kersey sets the quickest lap of this race so far with a 129.972. Very impressive time.
Sean's actually now losing time to Secret. Trying to get past Mick, but there's no way you can really pass. Maybe here into the hairpin you can get a good run. Right in behind the Red Bull. Can he get a good exit? Not quite. I don't think he's quite close enough to make a move into the hairpin. He's got to try anyway, and Mick gives him plenty of space. That's good awareness from Mick there. So there we go.
Oh my goodness, there's a three-way battle going on between X-Roll, End of the World, and Sequid up into Spoon Curb. X-Roll makes a tiny bit of touching with End of the World. Now Sequid is going down the inside of him into the second part of the Spoon Curb, and now he rises up into 8th place. He's going to be closing up on End of the World as well, using all of his overtake, all of his ERS. He's got 3% left into 130R down the inside. No thinks about it. because that is very dangerous. You definitely want to think about that one twice, but now he's got X-Roll trying to attack him back again, and that did not work out very well for him. Almost made contact there. So Sequid keeping on to 8th place, and now with the DRS, is he going to think about going down on End of the World again? There he goes down the inside into turn 1, and is that going to be a good one? It is a very clean move there from Sequid, and now we have a lot of people pitted. Breezy, Skywalker, KGB, and Go-To-Guy all went into the pits. So now Failed UX has inherited the lead of the race. Flip-Flop fishes up into 2nd. Sequid in 3rd already, so he's already making his way through the field here very quickly. End of the World is now in 4th position, but definitely needs to pit again. X-Roll is super close behind End of the World. Sean is up in 6th place and making his way through the positions back again after he's already made his pit stop. He only has nothing else to do. He's just gonna make it to the end of the race now and make his way back up into the lead. And look at him, he goes up into 5th place now around McMarcody and around X-Roll, and now he's making an attack on End of the World before the spoon curve again.
There you go. So heading into the spoon curve, I think he's just trying to get as good an exit as possible through here. If he can get a good exit and End of the World doesn't, he can make a little bit of run further around, but End of the World gets a fairly good run through here. Now it's about the chicane. He needs to nail the chicane and then use DRS to make a move into turn 1. Critically, get past End of the World as soon as possible. Every second he spends behind the wheel, he's just losing time for Secret. Here we go, through the final corner now, full throttle, 4th, 5th gear, 6th gear. We'll open DRS, he'll use overtake. See, he'll try the inside line, I'm guessing. Blue World holding the outside line into turn 1. Oh, and he makes a move stick. And Rolf forces his way through. An excellent move from the half, just following the Ferrari through down the inside. And we have sector 2 yellow flag. Oh, it's just a slow cut.
That was for W. I think he had a moment there coming through Spoon. Very easy to spin out and do a wrong move around here. I mean, I can think of quite a few curbs around, especially this track, that you just know somehow to avoid. And the only real way that we as drivers learn to avoid something is, you know, by learning by trial, by fire, pretty much to say. So you avoid the curbs that you know will spin you out because they have spun you out.
Yeah, exactly. And you tend to learn more from your mistakes as well, you know, and especially if something big happens, there's something on again, that's probably again. His tyre temperatures will be absolutely all over the place in those accidents. So, you just need to settle down, just calm down, keep the car straight, get the tyre temperatures back to normal, and then everything should be alright. But yeah, with this racetrack, with some of the tall curves around the racetrack, you know, as soon as you touch them, the car just gets so unsettled and the car spins out. You'll see that in another racetrack if you have it in the calendar.
Oh, Breezy! No, Breezy! He's out of the race! I was on board with him as he was coming through the last corner. He just lost the back slightly to the left. He tried to correct it. He overcorrected it. He lost it again. He spun out and he went into the wall right before that DRS sign, right before that DRS line, and that is just horrible for Breezy. Is retired out of the race 2 times in 3 races now, and for a returning champion, that is just, that must be so hurtful. That must hurt ridiculously a lot.
Yeah, and especially if he was all by himself as well. He'd be absolutely furious with himself at that. But that's the nature of Suzuka in a nutshell. It's so incredibly punishing if you're an inch out of road anyway. It will just hurt you. Yeah, Breezy. Both McLarens out actually, so McLaren will score no points here at Suzuka, so not a good day for the orange team at all.
I haven't had the best 3 races myself so far in this season, and I was runner-up last season in silver. So coming into this season, I feel like the game has changed so much that all of the results of the last season don't matter anymore. This is a completely different game, as now Seafreeze is overtaking Mick Marcotti on the start-finish straight with the DRS enabled, and he moves himself up into 6th place. They're still sort of side-by-side into turn 1, but Mick Marcotti is going to give him the space to move up there. But yeah, so far, I mean, this game has provided an absolutely amazing season for us. It's only round 3. We've got some special events coming up soon as well. We've had some great rookie drivers joining up the league and joining up different classes and providing for a little bit of a shake-up. Some people, especially in gold and silver, have come out of nowhere and have just completely blown everybody else out of the water. It's been absolutely incredible and unbelievable to watch, and especially commentating on it so far, it's been an absolute privilege and a pleasure. A huge thank you to all of the organizers of our TCR league and our affiliate sponsor Fanatec for supporting the team, supporting the league, supporting all of our drivers. If you guys want to give us some support, leave us a like, share the videos, and tell other people, other sim drivers about this league, and tell them to watch this incredible racing action. This league never disappoints, honestly. Week in, week out, you just get amazing racing, great battles, some incidents as well. I know some people love watching league racing, especially for that, so we've got everything for you. We have highlight videos coming out every week and track limit videos. Of course, we're running regular track limits for the last 3 races in all 3 classes, but for the next race we go to Singapore and we're going to be back to strict corner cutting rules again. So that should provide for a little bit of a shake-up and a little bit of a change in tempo for some of our drivers. It might bring out some of the drivers that take more advantage of the curbs, and they might get punished in that one.
Well, especially at Singapore, it's a racetrack where it almost demands you to cut every single corner. You almost have to around a tight street circuit like that. I'm sure some drivers might find it a little bit irritating getting these warnings and getting 3-second time penalties piled on at the end of the race. So I think the drivers will have to learn to accommodate to certain rule sets, just to understand the racetrack, the limits of the racetrack, and they'll find a way to get the most out of it regardless.
Yeah. I think it adds more to the realism of it all as well. Just like F1 and FIA, they change the rules, they change regulations, season in, season out, and everything else like that. And a great example of that is this particular weekend. We are having something that we've never seen before. You can't use party mode, you can't change your engine modes anymore in the real F1, so they're gonna have to stick to one mode throughout the qualifying and the race. And I guess with TCR, we're doing almost the same thing with our track limits. We're changing it up for the drivers to throw them a wrench into the works once in a while and see how they handle it. I think it definitely adds to the excitement and the action of it all, as we've got a massive train of cars following each other, mainly the 3 of them, Mick Marcotti, Tasmanian Devil, and 007, in a very close fight for a couple of laps already here as we've been watching them. It's just been trains all over the place in this race. We're only on lap 15 of 27, just about halfway through, and we've got another 12 laps to go. We still could have anything happen in this race. You never really know what happens in Japan.
No, not at all. These 3 are really starting to slow. These 4 actually, I'm running on board with the Skywalker. I didn't even notice black angle on the back of this train. They're heading into the hairpin now. Look, always Tasmanian Devil gets a pretty damn good run out of the hairpin. Around the outside of a corner called 200R. Apparently this corner actually has a name. I didn't know that until very recently, but that corner there is actually called 200R. I had absolutely no idea. The Tasmanian Devil slots himself into 6th place. And Nick makes a small mistake at the second part of the spoon curve. Skywalker takes advantage of it. Black Angel not quite close enough to try and overtake the Red Bull. Another possible overtaking opportunity. It is very difficult, as Seafreeze demonstrated earlier on in the race. Let's see. Skywalker is nice and in behind Tasmanian Devil. He'll go to the outside, the left-hand side of the circuit. He'll try and hold it around the outside. can't quite do it. Tasmanian Devil shuts the door and holds on to 6th place for now, and these guys will sort of stay in this train. Might go for any sort of overtaking until probably the hairpin once again. Very much sort of follow the leader race. You have to be very, very patient.
I've also noticed a lot of our drivers here tonight are using the maximum of their ERS. Every time I switch on board with someone and look at their telemetry, you know, they're running with less than 20% for sure. A lot of them are running with 10, 5, 6% ERS because I guess they're just using as much as possible of it to try and overtake because you really don't have any other chances. Oh, they're like Angel almost lost the car. They're trying to overtake Mick Marcotti. He touched the back of his car with his front wing and it threw the back out a little bit, but he managed to catch it. Very good job from him. But now he's getting very, very close, and now he's got Kersey closing up behind them. So we've got a lot of action coming up in the closing stages of this race. I'm sure of it. We've got also a battle ahead of them between Tasmanian Devil and 007. Those two are battling now into the last chicane. Tasmanian Devil goes deep into the inside, and it looks like 007 just let him through there. He wasn't gonna risk it. Mick Marcotti now, Black Angel, sorry, moves ahead of Mick Marcotti as well. That was a very quick move. And now Kersey is thinking about it as well, or Mick, yeah, there we go. Kersey is going around the outside, and even before they come into turn 1, he's ahead of him with the DRS and the ERS helping him out there. So very nice moves. I gotta say, compared to gold and silver, anytime that I see people going for a move here tonight, it usually ends up being very clean and very nice to watch. So I really gotta commend our drivers for doing an amazing job so far in this race.
Yeah, it shows the immense skill that these guys have, and also the respect between each other as well. To understand that the other driver that you're racing against will give you just enough space, or will race you fairly around the race. That was very nice to see. While that was going on, we have the battle for the effective race lead going on between Secret and Sean. Sean's been able to catch up to Secret. He's now right in behind the gearbox. And while that battle between those, between Tasmanian Devil, Skywalker, Black Angel was going on, Secret made a move around the outside of flip-flop fish at 130R. It was a very nice move. As Sean sends it down the inside. Can he pull it up? He can. There's a contact, a little bit of run.
Sequid does the switchback and he gets it back again, but now Sean is going to have the DRS on the run through the start-finish straight. Let's see how that's going to work out. Is he going to be close enough? No, I don't think so. It's not going to be close enough to go back on him into turn 1, but Failed UX is now finally pitted, gone onto the soft tire. Sequid is back into the lead of the race. Sean is into second, finally having a very good race here. I'm not going to try and jinx it for him. I'm going to try and knock on wood. So I really hope that this is the one for Sean finally to get onto the podium. I really would love to speak to him and get his opinion from the first couple of races of this season. But this is a guy that we know is very quick, and he's got the championship making material because he's the season 5 champion of TCR, and now so close on Sequid into the hairpin there, almost right behind him, almost touching, and not quite close enough. But I feel like Sequid is just pushing his medium tires a little bit too hard, and that's where he's losing of this time. Oh my goodness, Sean touching the grass on the entry into Spoon, almost losing the car, holding it together though. Sean, hold it together, put your head down.
Wait a minute, has Secret left the place? He has. I thought I saw that cross above his name. He's dropped out. The race leader, unbelievable, has dropped out of the session.
Oh no, Sequid lost the connection, and now AI is driving the car for him, and now Flip-Flop Fish is only 7/10 behind him. I really hope Sequid can try and reconnect as quickly as possible. Sean has taken the lead of this race, and he surely does not have to stop again, even though he did pit on lap 7. I'm pretty sure he can make hard tire go for 20 laps, especially in Japan, where as long as you keep your tires within temperature, they're not going to wear out too quickly.
Oh. Else we go with this fight penalty speeding in the pit lane. But another critical thing is that Secret needs to get back ASAP, because I don't know what that AI is going to do with that medium tyre. Because if you look at the predicted tyre stop strategy, the 2-stop is a soft medium soft bucket, or a soft medium medium. or something like that. And I don't know what that AI would do. I don't think it would go to the end of the race. I think it would test at some stage and perhaps go onto the soft tyre. So Secret really needs to try and get back in
The championship leader disconnecting while in the lead of the race. There we go. He's rejoined back now. Take control of your car, Sequid. Get back up there. You still have a chance. He's only lost a couple of positions. I'm really sure that he was going to lose that position to Sean anyways. So he's only really lost the one position to Flip Flop Fish. And if he can regain control and if he can regain strategy and regain focus, he should be okay in this race now. We just had a little bit of a glitch there in the graphics, which I think means that Sequid might have rejoined and taken control of his car now. Oh, we have a yellow flag in sector 2. Who is that for? It's a Renault of W. He has smashed into the barriers. We have a virtual safety car. He's come back onto the track and he's retired while on track as well. So I'm not sure if this is going to bring out a real safety car. It could possibly. Now he's got somebody behind. Oh no, he's making contact now with, I think it's X-Roll. Yeah, X-Roll is trying to unlap himself and get up the position. And oh my goodness, that is not going to be good there.
No, it's not. I really recommend for drivers not to do something like that, to just retire the car on the race, but really just try and do it in the pit lane, because it can lead to like little accidents like that to someone like X-Roll, who he might get wing damage from just the AI being so unbelievably stupid. So, yeah, if you want to retire, just please try and do it in the pit lane, not try and do it on the racetrack like that. Because I think also his retirement has caused this virtual safety car. I could be wrong about that. It could be just the accident itself. But,
yeah, well, so far, oh my god, Kersey speeding under the safety car, gets himself a drive-through penalty. That is absolutely unbelievable at this stage of the race. That is going to completely kill off his races. We're now back under green flag racing. Seafreeze has gained a lot of time on Sequid under that virtual safety car. I'm not sure exactly how he did that. I'm not sure also if Sequid is now back controlling his car. It looks like he is. He still has a low connection icon beside his name, but he seems to be back in it now. This has helped out Sequid a little bit. He's caught up to Flip Flop as well, but Sean probably was not happy with all of that because he just got in front, and then the virtual safety car came out as out. 007 thinks about going for a move through turn 1 on Tasmanian Devil, and then thinks about it again, because that is not a very good opportunity there, and the gap was closing very, very quickly for him. And now he's also got KGB Black Angel on his tail with just within a couple of tenths of a second there. W has now left the session after what he's probably going to consider a very dismal race from him, and yeah, not going to be good for him. He still has not scored a single point in this season, not finishing the first race, finishing 17th in the second race, and then now retiring again from this third round here in Japan. A huge thank you to everybody who's watching the stream right now. We've had an influx of a lot of people joining, and I really want to say huge thank you to all of you guys. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, subscribe to the channel if you still have not, to see more of this action every single week. We have 3 different classes, silver, gold, and platinum, racing on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 8:15 usually is when we start the stream, and we'll get you right into qualifying to see all of this action. And so far here tonight, we're now on lap 22 of 27, and we honestly did not have a second throughout this race to even blink an eye, because things have been happening all over the place constantly. There's battles still going on right now. I'm watching KGB Black Angel, 007, and Tasmanian Devil still fighting it out for that 5th position at the moment, as KGB Black Angel locks up there a little bit, almost losing the car, catching it back again, but definitely lost a lot of time as they're now going through the S's. This track is such a driver's track. You really love driving here. Once you get your tempo in, if you can control those tires and keep them within temperature, you can get them to work for a really nice time. Nelsy baby, 128.840 for the fastest lap time of this race so far. A little bit more to go. Now Sequid in 3rd position, back in control of his car, catching back up to Flip Flop Fish within a few tenths of him now, and he's going to be trying to get back up that position as soon as possible. I'm wondering, is he taking this medium tire all the way until the end?
I think he will be. If he pits again, as he makes a small mistake, just the back end, he's stepping out a little bit, and it's cost him a little bit of time to see through, but I think he doesn't have a choice. He needs to bring these meetings to the end of the race. If he pits now, he will lose so much track position. He'll lose out to pretty much everyone, all the way down to maybe 8th or 9th position. We've got some brief yellows in sector 1. But also, interestingly, Flip-Flop Fish, he hasn't made a pit stop yet. He's still going on these hard tyres. He is praying for a safety car to come out later on in the race to try and hold this sort of track position. Because I think, actually, he might not want to pit on the safety car just to try and keep track position. Ooh, that would be interesting, actually.
Well, he has to pit either way, though. He has to pit at some point, because I'm not sure if he has made a stop. Let's take a look at the stops here. No, he has not. He's the only driver on the grid who hasn't made a stop. So if he doesn't, he's going to get a disqualification, because you do have to make a mandatory stop within the race in dry conditions.
In dry conditions, of course. Yeah, well, Flip-Flop, yeah, he'll be desperately praying for a safety car. So yes, regardless if there's a safety car or not, he has to fit. But it'd be interesting to see what the drivers around him would do if there was a late race safety car. Would they box the stop for soft tyres? Would they stay out for track position? It would be very, very interesting to see. But yeah,
I think at this stage you have to take track position, honestly. I mean, especially in Japan, if we were somewhere like Baku or somewhere else where you have a bunch of straights where you can overtake and hard braking zones where you can come across someone and come side by side with them, but in Japan you lose that position, you lose 3 positions instantly, because the time that you're gonna lose trying to make up one position is gonna take away some other ones. Oh, and there goes Flip-Flop Fish into the pits now. Sequid into second place. Seafreeze is now only 6/10 and within DRS zone of Sequid with 3 laps to go here. Oh my goodness, Seafreeze, he could retake the lead of the championship here tonight if he takes that position away from Sequid, who, all things considered, did not have the best race here tonight, but he still might be able to recover a podium, which would be absolutely amazing.
And there's Sean way out in front, currently 6 seconds ahead of Sequid. Arguably a little bit lucky with Sequid dropping out of the session, but it's been an excellent drive from him in the Ferrari, making the hard tyres work. Consistent pace as well, consistent and fast pace.
Oh, 007 going for a move on Tasmanian Devil. They almost touched there through hairpin, but they didn't quite make contact. And now he's thinking about it again. He gets a really good run into the spoon curve now. And no, not quite yet, but Tasmanian Devil is not having a good time on those older tires. He gets a really bad run and a wiggle on the back now, and there goes 007 into 4th place, moving himself up almost onto the podium. But now Tasmanian Devil catches a slipstream. Is he gonna think about trying to attack back into the last chicane? Let's see here. No, he doesn't think about it on that particular occasion, but now he's gonna have DRS coming out onto the start-finish straight, which 007 does not have, and look how much of a difference that is making. There goes Tasmanian Devil, re-overtaking 007 before the first corner again.
That really shows the sheer power of DRS right there. That is absolutely immense power from that Mercedes-Benz. Just powered by it with absolute ease around the outside of Skywalker. Now Skywalker, he's got a fantastic run through these S's, right up and behind Tasmanian Devil, but he just has nowhere to go. He basically has to sit behind Tasmanian Devil until about here. If he could get a good run through the Degnus, he might be able to set up something. Nah, Devil's got that covered. He has a really good run through there. And while that's going on, there's a battle for second that might start to actually develop. They're 7/10 apart, but Seafreeze will have DRS, so he'll be closing in on that Alpha Tauri, rather the Mercedes-Benz. Oh, and he actually makes a mistake, Secret. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Seafreeze moves on by. Okay, battle for second is actually on right now.
And this is also the battle for the championship lead. because Sean in the lead of this race, this is going to be the first points he's ever going to score in Season 10 so far. Meanwhile, Seafreeze is currently sitting in second place, only 10 points away from Sequid, and there goes Sequid re-overtaking Seafreeze on the start-finish straight with DRS again. Again, as we just said, this DRS is just making an immense amount of difference right on that start-finish straight, especially on these older tires. But Sequid, I can just see his car from the onboard of Seafreeze. His car is just all over the place. It just wants to step out. It just wants to spin out on every single exit of every corner. And Sequid is just, he's fighting it. He's doing everything he can to keep the position. But I just think he's doing too much, or he was doing too much earlier on when he was trying to recover positions after the disconnect, and he just got those tires worked out to everything they had.
Yeah, those tires are bound to be on the canvas right now. They are not looking good at all. And as you said, he is absolutely everywhere on the racetrack, but he's still doing a superb job hanging on to second place. Coming into Spoon now, this is where he lost it. Coming out of Spoon, the back end just stepping out. Cars with a lot more control this time round. The Seafreeze just lifted a position. And now it's down to Seafreeze to see if he can actually make an overtake with one lap to go. Can he snag second place away from Secret? Heading into the chicane.
We're on lap 27 of 27 now. This is it. This is the last lap of this Grand Prix. Seafreeze didn't get an amazing run there through the last corner, and even though with the DRS he is gaining time on Secret, but it's not going to be enough before the first corner to go anywhere. No, it's definitely not enough, and Secret also doing a very good job of positioning his car in a good place there to defend his position. And wow, I mean, Secret is... anything you throw his way, he's gonna handle it. Bad tires, old tires, I'll do it. Disconnection, I'll do it. Whatever you want to do, he can do it. In the first Grand Prix as well, in the first round, just to remind you, he got involved in an incident that had nothing to do with him. Fatal rejoined back onto the track, in the middle of the track, and Sequid just had nowhere to go. He got collected, got spun out, had damage, had to pit, had to change the strategy, but now he got wide into the hairpin, and it looks like Seafreeze tried to go down the inside, but didn't get quite a good run through there. So Sequid is still holding on to that second position, losing time as they're coming into Spoon. Sequid going a little bit wide onto the curb there, but still keeping it nice and tidy. Oh my goodness, Seafreeze almost losing the car, the back wanting to step out on him as well, and I think this is gonna be it. He has no overtake left, no more DRS zones. There's nothing else that he can use to his advantage as Sean is coming around the last corner now, and he finishes this race and he wins in Japan in Season 10. His first win, his first points of this season. Sequid, after a disconnection and rejoining back, is going to hold on to second place. Seafreeze is going to hold on to third place, but he has a 5-second penalty. Where does 007 finish? He goes up onto second place. He finishes on the podium, and Sequid drops down to third as well. So Seafreeze is going to finish fourth, Tasmanian Devil fifth, Black Angel in sixth, Fike in seventh, Go-To Guy in 8th, Kersey in 9th after starting this race in 1st, and Flip Flop Fish taking away the last point on the grid here tonight. What an exciting race that was, but again, those penalties, they have decided it when it all mattered right at the end of the race.
So Sequid actually finished second. He has no penalty at all. He's got nothing next to his name.
Oh, I'm not sure why that's showing him
I don't know what. I have no idea either. If you look in Race Director, look in Incidents, and you tumble your way down the leaderboard, there's actually very few incidents in this race. There's just a bit over a page full of incidents. That's it. It's actually really well conducted by these guys. But yeah, I think Sequid will actually be holding on to second place. I don't know why the leaderboard dropped him down to third, for whatever reason, but
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Seafreeze definitely had that 5-second penalty, but we will see. We have had that glitch a couple of times already this season where people finished in one position, but the game just drops them for whatever reason. So we will speak to our podium finishers in the interviews as well, and we will try to figure out how they felt about this race and how they managed to get through it. But Sean on the top step there, spraying the champagne, and he will be absolutely ecstatic with this result because he did not get a single point through rounds 1 and 2, but he is your winner here today after starting third in this race, and Sean takes that top step. 007 right now showing him in second place, but I think Secret is going to be in second place. It's just a glitch. Skywalker is going to be in third. Seafreeze with that penalty drops down to fourth. Tasmanian in fifth. Black Angel in sixth. Fike in seventh. Go-To Guy in eighth place. Kersey in ninth. Flip-Flop Fish in 10th. Mick Marcodi in 11th. Nelsy Baby in 12th. End of the World in 13th. Failed UX 14th. Fatal 15th. And then we had the X-Roll finishing at the very end of the grid there in 16th place with a 5-second penalty as well. W, Breezy, and Jones unfortunately did not finish this race, and Breezy had a massive accident that we caught on the stream as well. That was very unfortunate from him. It's his second DNF already this season. And wow, what an ending to that one that was. That was very exciting. We had some battling pretty much throughout the race, all over the place. We had some battling in the midfield as well as up at the front. Smeg, can you go ahead and invite our podium finishers into the party and we will speak to them?
Alright, not a problem.
Alright, perfect.
Let me see. Right place. There we go.
Alright, and in the meantime, we are gonna head over to the showroom and get prepared for all of our drivers joining up. Again, massive thank you to everybody who's been watching the stream. We had quite a few people joining up throughout the stream. I think we got up to over 30 people at some point watching at the same time, and massive thank you guys. Leave us some comments, leave us a like. Subscribe to the channel, check out our other social media pages, and also our own website, trinitycompetitiveracing.com. You can find out some stats and some of the profiles on our commentators, as well as some of our drivers. You can check out a lot of stuff going on there. So just waiting for the drivers to join up here in a few seconds, and we'll get ready to go. Who was our winner again? It was Sean on the top step, so that Ferrari. Let's see if we can get Sean into the session here.
Just sending the invites out now, unfortunately.
Alright, yeah, no
Some of
problem
these
at all.
guys I don't have them as friends, so I just have to search their names up. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, so I think overall here today it was just really a game of strategy and also just driving. But one driver that's in the session with us right now, Secret, what a race it's been for you, man. Getting that disconnection, that definitely did not help out at all. You managed to come back into it really quickly and regain control of your car, which was really good. So tell us a little bit about it. I know the game dropped you at the very end there to third place, but I'm pretty sure that was just a glitch, so I'm pretty sure you're still gonna take second here. And with that second place, you're gonna hold on to the championship lead. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I wanted to win the race. I think I could have won the race because when I disconnected and came back, I was at 30 frames per second as well. It wasn't the full 60. So I was driving like a drunk guy because I couldn't see barely. The frames were horrible, and apparently when you disconnect, the tires come back to life as well. So my pace was pretty good until the 30 FPS just kept being too much for me, and I think I could have held off Sean because I was saving my ERS in certain places where I needed it, and Suzuka's not really an easy track to pass on, so it's okay. Lagged out of a win here, but you can't win them all, right? It's just how it goes, I guess. I didn't expect to be nowhere near the podium in this race, so I'll take it. But yeah.
Yeah, and you did an incredible job. I gotta say that you know, your performance every time you pitted or you had to overtake somebody, you just came back there with really good pace and just managing to keep your head down and that focus high. So great job on that podium performance. Meg, did you have any questions for Secret?
Yeah, because how did that car feel for you throughout that entire race? And those medium tires at the end, they must have been very close to being dead.
Not really. I mean, like I said, if I didn't have a disconnect, I think I would have been fine. I think Sean would have been still right there with me. I think Sean probably would have passed me, and then I would have to re-overtake. But I mean, I wanted to battle with Sean. I didn't want to battle with Connection, so it's just kind of annoying. But the car felt fine. I mean, I could drive my pace, I could do what I want, but just, I guess unlucky for me at the end. But like I said, I keep the title going, and the next couple races suit me much better than this track. I cannot stand this track, and I'm glad it's over with.
Great job, man. Again, yeah, that second place was just incredible from you. And honestly, I gotta say, you are the master of recovery. You recovered from that incident in the first race onto the podium. You've now recovered from a disconnection onto the podium. Great job on that. Keep doing it, and we'll see more of you in Season 10 here. I want to move on to the man of the hour here today, and that would be a man that I wanted to talk to, honestly, for a long time, but just didn't have the chance because every single time he qualified amazingly, and I was like, oh, there we go, I'm gonna have a chance to talk to Sean. But then you've had some unfortunate moments. In China, you did spin out at, sort of your own mistake, but in the first race of the season, that incident was just ridiculous under the safety car. So finally, I get to talk to you. Finally, you're on the podium, and not just on the podium, on the top step. Congratulations, Sean. Tell us about your race today and about your season so far and those incidents you've had.
Yeah, thanks. It was a pretty tough race. I qualified pretty decently. I expected a lot more, but my last lap kind of got interrupted a little bit by a few other drivers. But from the start of the race, it was pretty good. I got past Kersey, which I did not expect. The tires barely held on until like lap 5, and then I had to pit. If I kept on going, they would have just overheated at that point, and it wouldn't be worth losing that time. Once I got onto the track on the hard tires, the car felt pretty good.
Nice.
The pace isn't consistent throughout the whole race. I had some difficulty getting through some of the guys on the other strategies, but eventually I got through, and I think I would have gotten past Sequit at some point. Maybe 2 or 3 laps down the road. The car felt really good, and I just kept on screwing up my opportunities. But I mean, all in all, I'm happy with the race. The first 2 obviously weren't that good. My race pace was pretty good in Bahrain and same with China, but I spun in China and I chose the wrong strategy, so it wouldn't really have mattered in the end there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with tonight.
And Sean, I gotta say, I actually owe you an apology from preseason testing. I think it was one of the first rounds, and I read your name and I said, oh, he's a rookie to the TCR world, but that is absolutely not true. You were a previous champion, so definitely do apologize for that. But again, what an incredible race here today, and do you think this is going to be your sort of revital moment to try and go and do better for the rest of the season?
I mean, obviously, yeah, I'd hope so. I definitely don't want to go downhill from here, but I mean, it's entirely dependent on so many other factors and really on me, but hopefully I can continue the momentum. I know I'm strong in the races, so I can hopefully use that more to my advantage in the future, but I guess we'll see.
Smeg, did you have any questions for our winner here tonight?
Well, first of all, grazie, ragazzi, and mille tutti, and all that sort of stuff. Very well done with the win. But any sort of complications during the race at all for you? Or was it fairly straightforward here in Japan?
I had a few moments with Sequit, especially coming out of, I don't know what the turn is, but it's that really sharp hairpin. He takes a completely different line to me, and I actually tapped him twice. Somehow I didn't get any damage from that, and luckily he didn't spin. But, I mean, other than that, it was pretty straightforward.
Fair enough.
Well, great job again. Congratulations on the win. I really hope that we will get to speak to you again throughout the season here, and we'll hear more from you and see you more on the podium. And now, moving on to the third finisher here tonight. Very good job from him as well, and that is 007. Congratulations on the podium. I know you're going to be very happy with this result after getting 2 9th place finishes in round 1 and 2, and now a podium, so that's going to be a nice boost to your points and also overall to Racing Point this season. So how was your race, and what helped you get up to this position today?
Whew. I'm sweaty, and that was a crazy race. Like I think I qualified pretty decently. Like 2 of more or 3 of my attempts had traffic and quality, so I think I started P5 or P6. Got a terrible start, and then the car just felt terrible. Like the first few laps, I got overtaken and was just dropping positions. I'm sure you guys saw that on the stream. But after the pit stop onto the mediums, the car just came alive, and I barely came out in front of FYKV. I mean, we were like side by side into turn 1, and then just trying to catch the others in front. Breezy, before that, had spun like in front of me on the exit of turn 18 and destroyed his car, so that was a kind of a free position. But the second half of the race was really, really tight with Tasmanian. I mean, that guy has insane top speed. I could not get past him at all. Like I was draining the ERS and like using DRS, trying to take different lines, being super aggressive on the brakes and the throttle. I guess I was just running higher wings. And like every time I would have a run on the straight, like into turn 1, I didn't have enough, I guess, like ERS or enough like straightaway to really make the pass. Like he did a really, really good job defending, really, like put his car in all the right places. But I think finally with like 1 lap to go, I made a pretty, I guess, like aggressive, bold move around the outside of turn 1, and I don't think there was contact, but it was really, really tight, and I was really happy to take that place. And then I know I crossed the line, put me up to P2, but there was a glitch with Cody, so I know Secret finished P2 and I finished P3. But it was a really good race.
But yeah, I was actually watching that 4-way battle that almost lasted through the entire thing. It was absolutely fantastic to watch. Was it good racing between you fellas around the racetrack like Suzuka?
Yeah, like I thought it was really good racing, and the cars were super close, and on a skinny track like Suzuka, I think it is hard to have those wheel-to-wheel, like side-by-side battles, but I think we still managed to do that, and it was just really good racing. It wasn't like overtake after overtake, switching back and forth. It was mainly like a train and really trying to just exploit, the 10th here and the 10th there, because that's made all the difference whenever I made the pass on Tasmanian. But I would say it was great battling. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was definitely great battling and a great race from where we were sitting. Absolutely incredible job from our Platinum class here tonight. So congratulations again, you three, Sean, Sequit, and 007 on the podium here tonight, doing an incredible job throughout this exciting race. I think this is probably going to be a good place for us to end off and send everybody off here. I know a lot of our viewers have been sort of disconnecting already, but I want to say huge thank you to the SMEG for returning to us. The return of the SMEG was officially a good one, and I think you chose a great Grand Prix to return.
Well, I had a few question marks about it, like just off experience. I've witnessed very few good Japanese races in my time, but this one was definitely an exception, and I hope that for future races that at least that I do in Japan, that the same sort of intensity sort of comes about. And I hope that I get to commentate a few more races with you fellas. It was a pleasure to come back, and it was a very entertaining show, I have to say. So if I can find some more free time in the near future, I'll definitely jump on the bandwagon once again.
Yeah. Absolutely. Feel free to do that at any time, any opportunity, and any spot that we have in any of our classes. Let us know, and you're always welcome in the booth here at TCR. It was been amazing commentating with you tonight. It was actually our first, so we've never commentated together, so I've really enjoyed it. I really hope that we'll have another chance this season to do that again. So thanks again, Smeg, and really hoping to hear from you again soon.
I'll be trying my hardest to try and find a way back. Try and find some free time somewhere. It's a bit hectic in Australia at the moment with racing, and I'm sure I'll be able to find something.
Perfect. Well, thanks again also to all of our viewers and all of our drivers here tonight. We had quite a few viewers throughout the stream and a lot of comments coming in. Thank you guys so much for watching and for sending in your comments. As I've already said, leave us a like and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with all the other videos we've got coming out. Next week we go to Singapore, which is going to be quite an exciting one. I love Singapore personally. I love all street tracks, and Singapore is probably one of the best ones out there, so I'm very excited for that. If you guys want to follow us and see that, join us back again on Tuesday night for Silver Class, Wednesday for Gold, and Thursday again for Platinum. That's going to be round 4 here in the Season 10 of Trinity Competitive Racing, and what a season it's building out to be so far. I really cannot wait to see what else we've got in store. I know we've got some special events coming up soon. You'll see some trailers and possibly some content explaining exactly what they are coming in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. But again, from BLIN-MACHINE and the Smeg here, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to all the drivers, thank you to all the TCR officials and everybody who does the work every week to make sure that this league goes on and everything works smoothly. We will see you next week. It's been a great show here tonight in Japan. Have a good night and stay safe.